Welcome to Seed to Life. I feel so happy to show you my new vanilla bean wine. I had this plant on my bucket list for many years, but I know it requires tropical weather with high humidity and sunlight throughout the year. Finally, this year I decided to get one of these. Vanilla orchids are not cheap, and this is the first time I'll be growing an orchid. The vine that I received is approximately 4 feet tall and it is growing beautifully in the pot that it arrived in. But it is ready to move to a bigger pot now. In this video, I'm going to show you how I repotted the vanilla bean vine successfully. After about 3 weeks, it is still growing strongly. I will also show how I made the orchid mix from scratch, and we will also see how to stake the vine properly. So let's begin. The vine is healthy and has grown approximately 8 inches since it arrived. Vanilla vines grow pretty fast. I'm not detangling the vine yet. My plan is to transplant it first with minimal changes to its current environment. Sorry, the view is partially blocked by my hair as I was also very excited and didn't realize that. Let's check the roots now. You can see that the roots have filled up the entire pot, but still this pot could have lasted a little longer before the plant started to get root bound. Vanilla vine has two types of roots. One is a basic type that grows into the soil. It is called terrestrial root, and the other type grows at the nodes and anchors to the support that it gets. Hence it is called as hemiepiphyte. Both types of roots can absorb nutrients. During my research, I found out that vanilla roots form an association with the mycorrhizae fungi in the soil. Nowadays, you can buy mycorrhizae fungi and inoculate the soil with it. This is the first year I have started using a mycorrhizae fungus for seed germination and seedlings. I'm already loving the effects of it. Maybe I'll make another separate video on that. Now coming back to our vanilla, let's make our orchid pot. Orchid roots are very susceptible to fungal infections. They love loose soil, and hence orchids are typically potted in peat moss or cocoa pit or in a special orchid mix. Now I wanted to monitor how the roots develop, so I decided to use this transparent container. It was of a perfect size. I carefully drilled holes in it with a drill machine. If you also want to make your own orchid pot and don't have a drill machine, a hot knife would do the trick. Our orchid pot is ready. The potting mix for orchids is different from that for normal plants. You can purchase a ready orchid mix, but I decided to make my own using coconut mulch chips, cocoa peat mixed with only a teaspoon of organic fertilizer and perlite, all in equal amounts. First, I soaked coconut mulch in some water as I didn't want to water the vine immediately after repotting. The cocoa peat was also pre-moistened. You can add 4 to 5 grains of mycorrhizae to this mix to promote root growth. The correct amount depends on the quantity of the potting mix, so you can refer to the label on the mycorrhizae brand that you use. If you are interested in knowing the gardening products that I use, then you can go to my Amazon affiliate store to find the links to these products or visit my Seed to Life shop link. The links are in the description. Now the very important part, that is potting the vine in the new pot. To pot the vine, first I added a couple of inches of potting mix to the container. I have seen that some people take out all the existing potting mix and replace it with 100% new mix. But I didn't want to do that because I didn't want to damage any roots. Since it was my first time growing this vine and it was already doing well in this mix, I didn't want to change a lot of things at a time. So I decided to place the new potting mix around the existing mix. I carefully placed the plant into the new pot and added the new mix around it. Later, I realized that I missed one spot in that pot that is kind of empty, but the vine doesn't appear to mind it. This happened because I was packing it very loosely. I didn't want to impinge on any roots. So that is the reason this happened. And this is why I love this pot also, because this is a transparent pot and it is very convenient to inspect the roots any time without taking the plant out. Now, if you remove the plant to repot and you notice the existing potting mix is all clumped up and pinching the roots, then of course you will have to get rid of the old potting mix. You can do that gently and remove any damaged roots at this point before repotting. Whenever possible, try to use coco peat instead of peat moss. In my opinion, coco peat is a much better medium as it fluffs out and doesn't clump up like peat moss. I'm done with the transplanting and already feeling so much relaxed now. I still have to stake this vine, so let's do that. I have mentioned it earlier that vanilla is an epiphyte. In the wild, it must be growing on the barks of other trees. I had this staking assembly that I had decided to use first, but that plan evolved into a new one of making a tiki-like structure with unused coco coir baskets that I had for years. First, I thought of placing one basket on the top like a cap, and that's it. I wanted to stop it there, but then I just decided to cover the entire metal with the coco coir. I just stapled the basket on the stake with the paper stapler. I had one more basket that I used to cover up the metal as much as possible. For now, it is working like a miracle and it is helping a lot to guide the wire on these stakes without using many ties. Usually, I water the plants thoroughly after repotting, but this time I used everything pre-moistened. I didn't need to water that vine again. For normal plants, you try to get rid of the trapped air in the potting mix by watering it thoroughly after potting. But for orchids, it is okay or may even be better to use loosely packed potting media. After about 3 weeks, the vine is healthy, so I guess whatever I did has worked. When the vine arrived, it didn't have any aerial roots, they were all dried up. But because I missed the vine every day, the roots are growing back. For now, it is indoors next to a grow light and near a south facing window. Vanilla needs bright light to produce blooms and fruits. If I keep it indoors, it will probably never bloom and produce any beans. I take it outdoors for a few hours whenever I get time, but eventually I'm planning to move this vine outdoor. So once I feel confident about my decision, I'm planning to create a special greenhouse like structure for it, as with the bright light it also requires humidity. And in northeast Texas, keeping the humidity high is a challenge as the climate is very dry. I will share with you another DIY project when I come up with some idea. Till then, feel free to explore my videos. A big thanks to you for watching my videos and supporting my channel Seed to Life. Please click subscribe for more such videos and updates. Click the bell icon to get notified about future videos. And feel free to reach out to me through comments, Facebook, Twitter or Instagram if you have any questions. I am posting the links in the description. I would love to hear your suggestions and would like to know the news of your garden. Happy gardening. Thank you again. See you soon.